To remove the top cover of AARS and also other range of our music servers which use the Streetcom FC10 case, go to the side. This is one of the hole that you are supposed to remove this M3 pen head or Phillips head screw, and there is another one here. So 2 screws on each side. Let's take a look at the other side. There is another one here and another one. So total 4 screws have to be removed, and after that you can lift the top cover and then you can see the inside. We will now remove the SSD tray so that we can see the inside of the power supply better. There are 2 Phillips head screws here, countersunk, that we have to remove. And this one here, we don't have to remove it because we can lift this tray after the 2 screws are removed. After these 2 screws have been removed, we need to remove the SATA power connection and also power connector and also the data connector. Only then we can lift the SSD tray. Now that the SATA data and power cable has been removed, slowly lift this and pull it towards you. And then we can lift the tray, and this is how the SSD can be removed. Let's say you want to replace to a different capacity or you are adding your own SSD. So this is the OS SSD, this is the data, and this is the music SSD. You can put one more here. Let's do a tour of the power supply. There are 2 toroidal transformers being used. Both of them are Toroidy from Poland. This one here is customized for AA audio. It's 300 VA. It has 6 rails, 4 of them powering the motherboard, 1 for SSD and another one for USB isolator. The smaller Toroidy transformer, 150 VA, is dedicated for the CPU rail. Let's take a closer look of the ATX Extreme power supply designed and built by AA Audio. There are 7 rails. Each of the rail begins with active rectifier, which we design a bit ourselves. Each rail has 2 Mandorf capacitors. The taller ones are for the 12 volt rail. For example, this one is a 12 volt going to the ATX power connector, and another tall one here going to the CPU connector. The ATX voltage regulators are all underneath, including for SSD and also for USB isolator. The upper level voltage regulator is meant for the CPU rail. The second stage regulation is using linear technology 3083. It's limited to 5 amps, but it is very low noise and really suitable for high-end audio. Please note that all the internal DC cables are using Mandorf silver gold. Inside, an oversized alpha wire Teflon tubes. 4 rails goes to the ATX connector of the motherboard. Then we have the SSD power, also using Mandorf silver gold, going to SSD power connector. But for the USB isolator, we use even a much more expensive cable, which is Odonet UK pure silver, because that is the same cable that we use internally inside our USB cable for the power lines. So to make sure that we get the best sound possible and to have synergy with our own products, we use similar cable to power the USB isolator, just like the internal USB cable that we use here. One is for power and one is for data. They are separate, so that for the 5V power, it is also using the same AudioNerd UK pure silver solid cable. All voltage regulators are attached to the left side of the heatsink. On the right side, we have heat pipes from the CPU connected to transfer the heat from the CPU to the right side of the heatsink. This AARS support voltages for both 230 and 115. When you place order, please specify what is the voltage of your country, because we'll have to make changes to both the circuit breaker and also the voltage selector switch. The voltage selector switch is a simple thing. We just slide to either 230 or 115. When 230 is being used, the circuit breaker rating is 3.15 ampere. When the voltage selector is set to 115, we need to change the circuit breaker rating to 6.3 amp. So this can only be done in our factory. So please tell us your voltage requirements so that we can set it properly before we ship it to you. Let's try and put back the SSD tray. Lift it up, bring it down slowly, remove the power cable, and then we have to adjust until the screw is aligned to the hole. The screw slot is aligned to the hole, and then let's put back the screw, and after that we have to put back the power cable and also the SATA cables to the SSDs. We have put back the SSD tray in place, and the screws are also in place, including the power and SATA data connector. After this, we have to put back the top cover and put back the 4 screws for the top cover. The motherboard back I/O has a lot of I/Os, 2 LAN ports. This is LAN 1 and this is LAN 2. There is 1 HDMI and there are 6 USB ports. They are all USB 3. But please remember, do not connect too many USB devices like a USB external SSD, because it consumes more than 1 amp per USB drive. We recommend connecting 1 USB drive at a time if you are going to copy files from external drive to the internal SSD drive. And remember, this is the connection to your USB DAC. Please consider our USB cable if you want the best sound from this server. The AA Signature Extreme MK2 is the best sounding USB cable that we have developed so far, and that is the same cable that we use internally.